Helicopter crash. Cheating wife DNA here at last. And cheating is in quotes. Now, on the 6th of August 2025, a Z9 helicopter, military style, crashed just over the hills of Aboagye. And 8 of our gallant, glorious countrymen went down in that crash. They were bent beyond recognition, and there was the need for a DNA test to be done so that bodies could be identified and buried accordingly. The Muslim community, led by the chief imam, came out and made it clear that, according to Islam, it is very important to be able to identify the bodies so the right Islamic prayers and rites could be done for the departed souls. For that matter, it took time for the forensics to be done. Bodies were carried all the way from the crash scene all the way into the morgues right here in Accra. And then body samples were taken after that and taken all the way to South Africa and beyond for testing DNA, because our forensic labs here in Ghana are not powerful enough to do this. We waited a while, and then the results came out. Bodies were properly identified, and then burial was done, starting with the Muslim burials, because with Muslims, the day that you are gone, preferably, is the day that you should be buried. No time wasting for lengthy funerals, no time wasting for bodies being stored in the morgues. We bury you on the same day. No need for extra coffins. One coffin can take 1 trillion Muslims to the grave. My brother, my sister. Now, it was around this time of the DNA testing that issues came out. One of the crash victims, one Samuel Aboagye, born on the 23rd day of December in 1990, very young soul, my brother, my sister, only 35 years old, was part of the victims. He lost his life. His wife had just given birth to a fresh baby. And when he died, there was the need to identify his body. So, a DNA testing was most necessary. First and foremost, the family decided to approach the wife, one Abigail Salami Aboagye, aka Joy Linda, who is presently domiciled in the United States of America, where she is studying. She's originally from Sandema in the Upper East region of Ghana. And she agreed to do the testing. But an afterthought hit her very strongly. Why would they want to have my baby for the testing? I am hearing around that they suspect that the baby is not my husband's baby. If anything at all, any member of the family could donate samples for the testing. The brother could do it, the mother could do it, the father could do it, and even my husband has a daughter. They could use the daughter's samples as well. Why my little vulnerable baby? She decided not to heed any advice anymore. She would not listen to the family anymore. And she would not kowtow to the family's whims and caprices for a DNA testing using her little daughter. Come here. That was where everything went loose. The family started spreading the news around after the burial was done that their son and brother, one Samuel Aboagye, was already complaining about this woman called Abigail Salami. There was a certain gentleman, a sitting MP, a former minister, who was coming around this lady here called Abigail. They used to date in the past. And even after the dating, when Abigail got married to Aboagye, this gentleman was still lurking around the lady. And Aboagye was complaining to the family over and over, especially his elder brother, who is well-to-do and has sponsored his political career all this while. One Nana Jamra. This is the man we're talking about. He was the one who took Aboagye like his little son, even though that was his far younger brother. He is the second born of their father and mother, and Aboagye was the very last. So he took Aboagye, his younger brother, like his son. He sponsored him to go to school abroad and to even start business. And when he returned and said he wanted to do politics, he was the same person who voted money into Aboagye's career and future. I took him like my son. In fact, the difference between the age of my first child and Aboagye is just about 8 years. So he was just like my son. I loved him. I voted so much money into his career. I was the one who went abroad and brought him home to come and start business here, because over there it wasn't that easy for him. And when he was going to get married, he told me. I was the first person he told. And I said, yes, she's a beautiful girl. Why would I fight her? My brother, my sister, Aboagye was buried. The problem started big time. And the lady went back to the United States of America with the little baby. She would not do any DNA. Was she scared that, oh, they might find out that this baby is not mine? And who was this MP? A former minister of state who allegedly was lurking around a married woman who he dated before as a single woman. That's him. My former schoolmate, T.I. Amadia Secondary School. He's called Sticker. This is the man, Dr. Amoa, Stephen Amoa. He has denied it vehemently, and he threatened to go to court, legal action. The last time I spoke with him, he was on his way outside the country, and he told me, Black Rasta, I will sue. And I asked him if it was necessary. Why don't we wait for the court to decide what to do with this DNA? And if you truly are not the father, you will be exonerated. He said, well, I will see what my lawyers would say. My brother, my sister, it looks like the day for the DNA is here. Now, let me tell you this. The family is still insisting on having the DNA. A few weeks back, the family ran to the courthouse in Obuasi, asking the court to mandate a DNA testing using the little baby that allegedly was born between their son, Samuel Aboagye, and the beautiful lady from Sandema, one Abigail Salami, aka Joy Linda. And the newspapers captured it loud and clear on Ghana Web. It was splashed on the banners. Family of late Samuel Aboagye drags widow to court over refusal to conduct DNA test on child. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Now, the family of the late Samuel Aboagye, a former deputy director of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, who died in the August 6, 2025 Ghana Armed Forces helicopter crash, has taken his widow, Mrs. Abigail Aboagye, to the Obuasi District Court. Now, the case revolves around Mrs. Aboagye's refusal to hand over their 3-year-old child to the family for a DNA test. Now, according to Angel FM's Kumasi reporter, Chuku Joseph, who was in court on November 11, 2025, he was invited by Nana Kwabena Jamra Oyiakwan II, the same man we've been speaking with all this while, the chief of Adansi Kwapia, an elder brother of the late Samuel Aboagye, to witness the proceedings and brief the media on the family's concerns. Joseph explained that Samuel Aboagye's family had sued his US-based widow, accusing her of being unfair to them following her husband's death. Detailing the matter on Angel FM Kumasi, he said, Ali, that's the host, what is happening is that among the helicopter crash victims was Samuel Aboagye, the deputy NADMO director. We were called by Nana Kwabena Jamra Oyiakwan II, the chief of Adansi Kwapia, and elder brother of Samuel, to witness the proceedings. That's straight away. And the proceedings went on beautifully. After the proceedings, Nana Jamra called some of the journalists that he could trust and whispered into their ears. The MP that they were suspecting had come around the woman, Abigail, when Samuel had fully married her, and they suspected some flirtatious activity going on. I am just careful not to say adultery. My brother, my sister, I got in contact of the woman. Yes, I got in contact with the woman. All the way in America, she spoke to us and she told us, Black Rasta, because of what is going on, I want to be able to honor my husband. I'm going to do the DNA testing. I'll do it to honor my husband and to shame all the naysayers. I spoke with Nana Jamra and I asked him. Now the lady says she wants to do the DNA. Why are you still insisting on going to the courts? If she says she wants to do it, why don't you just come home and do it rather than still running to the courts? What is your problem? This was what he told me. Watch this.
I just want to clear the doubt. Make sure that because it's how the lady behaved. Okay. This incident, nobody was expecting it, and it happened. Yes. And the government will say we should come and do DNA, and yes. I'll call you. Bring the lady, bring our daughter, and we'll do the DNA. You say you promise coming. The next day you do not show up.
Wow.
So that brought the doubt.
So that brought the doubt. Bring the baby, let's do the DNA. You agree that you decide that you will not do it again. So it brought the doubt. And we want to go into it. My brother, my sister, the next court date is the 23rd of December. A few days from here, they are going back to the Obuasi court. Now, Nana Jamra says, because it is a court issue, he expects that their daughter-in-law, Abigail Salami, aka Mrs. Abigail Aboagye, will come back to the court and tell the court, you know what? I was the one who went to court saying that I don't want to do this DNA. Now I want to do it, and I want to do it right now. That is the only way the family is going to move away from the thing. Or else it's going to be pursued till the final conclusion. I've tried reaching Abigail a number of times, sent messages. She doesn't talk to me anymore. My brother, my sister, I just want to believe she's a little busy and she would get back to us. My brother, my sister, what is contained in the DNA? A few days ago, rumors were flying all over the place that Abigail Salami had gone for an independent DNA. All over social media, people were talking about this. And it came out that her beautiful daughter is the child of Samuel Aboagye. What is the truth in this? Come here! There's no truth in it. It's a lie. No DNA has been done. As far as the family is concerned, they are asking questions back. How did she do the DNA without any member of the family? Not the late child, not Aboagye himself and his samples, no member of the family. Who did she compare the DNA with? It's a lie. No DNA testing was done. If anybody said so, then they are just trying to throw dust and do some kind of damage control for whoever this will benefit. My brother, my sister, on the 23rd of December, they are returning to court. And the family says, if Abigail Salami decides to keep her word to us that she will do the DNA testing, they would expect only one thing in court. My Lord, I was the one who came to say that I don't want the testing, but to honor my husband, I want to do the testing now. As she told us, my brother, my sister, would this bring some kind of closure to the family? Would it exonerate Sticker or implicate him? Who is the real father of this beautiful child? It's sad that the little child has to go through this. She doesn't deserve this at all. But when two elephants fight, we all know that the elephants don't give a hoot to whatever happens. It's the grass that suffers. We will continue following this issue, and at the end of the day, we will be the first to broadcast the results of the DNA. But Nana Jamara has told us something. He had two dreams about Samuel Aboagye. And in the dream, Samuel told him something about the baby. Part 2, tomorrow, is the Blackport, aka Kuku Show.